talk about trust account withdrawals, something that most people don't get excited about at all. However, I spent this morning with a whole bunch of people who just work on property services trust accounts. It was actually quite fun, but we were talking a whole range of property services this morning. So it's good to know that there are people out there looking after us all in terms of trust account transactions. Now, we all know that the property services reforms came into play on the 23rd of March 2020. And what happened with that, one of the major changes was changes to trust account withdrawals and the rules surrounding trust account withdrawals. Okay, there's been a lot of discussion about what does this really mean. In the lead up to the reforms coming through and all the discussions that happened in the 2, 3, 4 years prior to that in the planning of the reforms and the general industry consultation, there was a lot of talk about, okay, only a licensee in charge will be able to push the button and actually do the transactions. Okay, the clarity from Fair Trading now, and again, make sure you are a subscriber to Property Matters through Fair Trading, you get all of this news. So the licensee in charge is obviously accountable for all the withdrawals from a trust account, and we all know that, and that's always been the case, even more so with the new regulations. And they are the only person that can authorise them. The big word here is authorise, okay? So the withdrawal transaction and any associated paperwork can be prepared and conducted by any other person, obviously delegated by the licensee in charge, provided a record is kept of the authorisation that has been given by the licensee in charge. So that record of any authorisation can be hard copy, it can obviously be digital. So, and our recommendation is always to keep it in a digital format. Okay, and Fair Trading can request records of that at any time. So whenever you're being audited or whether they're just asking in terms of your processes in relation to trust account withdrawals. A few of the rules that you need to be aware of: the decision to authorise a withdrawal can't be delegated. The decision and authorisation must come from the licensee in charge. If the licensee in charge is not available, then another Class 1 agent must do that authorisation. And within 5 days of making that authorisation, Fair Trading need to be notified of who that other Class 1 agent was, if they are not the nominated licensee in charge for trust account transactions. So the authorisation can't be ongoing. So you can't just, the licensee can't sit back and go, right, one blanket authorisation for the month of October, and everything that you do this month, that's fine, there's the authorisation. It is about the transactions. If you're doing a run on your rent roll, or you're paying all of your tradies, or you're doing just one single transaction for the settlement of a property. Each one is a transaction, and there has to be a record of authorisation for that transaction. So it's, if it's in a batch, so it's your rent run, your mid-month run, or as I said, you're paying of tradies, on every second Friday or whatever it happens to be, that batch of withdrawals, an authorisation for that batch. One-off with, transfer that you're doing for a sale at a settlement, then that's a one-off transaction that needs its own authorisation. So guys, making sure you're doing that, making sure if it's not the nominated licensee in charge, that another Class 1 agent is doing that, and you are telling Fair Trading within 5 days that who that new Class 1 person is that actually took on the trust account transaction or the authorisation of that transaction.